I'm looking at a pretty full docket, but give me a call at 514-790-0800 to have us hear your case on this week's edition of Traffic Court. Nigel's in Montreal. Hi, Nigel.
Good morning, Elias.
Morning. What are you driving, Nigel?
Subaru.
A Subaru. Which one? Those are nice cars. And turn off your radio in the background, Nigel. Turn off your radio.
No, I'm not on the radio. That's
Okay.
somebody else.
Oh, well, tell that loud guy to stop talking so loud. He's out of order. I will hold him in contempt.
Elias, congratulations on the 80 years of CJAD. Great radio programming.
Oh, thanks, Nigel. Appreciate it.
My favorites were Tommy Schnurmacher because of his humor, and meeting George Balkan many, many years ago.
Those are goats. Great. You're mentioning the goats, the greatest of all times.
And the regality of George Sinclair when I went to pick up a prize one time.
Now, listen, Nigel, are you just trying to curry favor with this court by greasing us up with compliments? What happened to you?
I have an unbelievable story, one which was not expected at all.
Okay, tell us.
I drove, essentially, I did something terrible. I did something wrong.
Uh-oh.
I drove east on René Lévesque near St. Patrick's Church.
Yeah.
And there was no parking near St. Patrick's Church that day, and my wife had gone in.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I made a left turn. You're not supposed to turn left or right at the very next intersection.
Oh.
And I got the parking space. But here's the thing. I saw the police, and I was prepared to take my punishment for what I knew I had done wrong.
Uh-huh.
And I told the police, I held my hands up, and I said, okay, guys, you got me. Fair and square. I know what I did. I'm sorry, but I just didn't want to be too late in getting into the church.
Yeah.
So the police officer looks at me with a complete surprise. He says, "Sir, you have a good attitude."
Oh.
And then he says, he says, "You're not supposed to make that kind of a turn, even if the light was green. You did it on a red."
Oh, my God.
And he says to me, "I don't think that me giving you a ticket would make any difference. You know what you did was wrong." And that was it. He
let you go.
He let me go.
Oh, my. Do you think it was divine intervention, Nigel?
I think it was the fact that I owned up to what I did. I think he was preparing for denial.
Yeah.
I think by admitting what I did wrong, I think that went in my favor.
You know, as I've said on this program many times, right? When you tell the officer, I did it, I'm sorry, you know what? You're toast. You're done. But maybe there's an argument to be made. If you're so effusive and you take full responsibility, and maybe an officer is receptive to that, but I would think 9 times out of 10 it would not work in your favor. I wonder if the church parking, the fact that you were going to church, I wonder if that officer took kindly on you for that.
Who knows? I said I didn't want to be too far away from my wife too long, and I don't know if that made the difference.
Yeah. Well, listen, you stay safe in that Subaru, and remember, left turns are like the most dangerous thing someone does in their life on a daily basis is probably the left turn. So be careful out there, Nigel, especially with the illegal ones. But listen, if a cop lets you off, who am I to say otherwise? Not guilty, Nigel. Good stuff.
I love your show, Elias. Continued success to you and your family for the holiday season.
Thanks, Nigel. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All right. There's Nigel with, I guess, a good story here. Let's scooch over to Edwina. Hi, Edwina.
Hello, Elias.
Hi. What are you driving, Edwina?
I drive a RAV4.
A RAV4. Beautiful car. That's a good car. Hasn't been stolen yet?
No.
Okay. No,
hopefully it won't.
I hope I didn't jinx you there. Knock on wood. Okay, what happened to you in the RAV4, Edwina?
Okay, I was going over Mercier Ridge on Airlie. I was on Airlie, but I noticed a cop was following me from quite way back, so I kept thinking I better not make any mistakes or I get a ticket. Finally, I made some weird turns, and he still followed me. Anyway, finally pulled me over. And I couldn't figure out what I had done wrong.
Huh?
So when he came over to the car, asked for the registration and my license, I gave him all that. And I said, "What have I done?" So he said, there's something wrong with your license plate.
Oh.
He said, "Step out of the car." And I'm going, "Oh, my God, I'm going to get shot or something, you know."
No,
anyway, so I get out of the car, and he gives me my registration paper, and he says, look at the license plate number. It didn't match the license.
Oh.
But I did not go to the license bureau to get that. It was a courtesy of the dealership.
Okay.
So I don't know who made the mistake.
How long had you had the car, Edwina?
5 years.
Five. So this is 5 years after getting the car, and you got faulty papers?
I drive quite a bit around the town, so not getting pulled over. Anyway, 5 years it took. So finally, I said, I guess I haven't really done anything wrong. He said, well, I still have to give you a ticket.
Yeah, how much were these tickets?
It was $64. It's just a...
Oh, 64.
Whatever.
That's a drop in the bucket, I guess, compared to what they could have dinged you for.
That's right. So from now on, tell your listeners that they really should check their registration, make sure it's the same as on the license plate.
Good.
That's what I got the ticket for, because you're supposed to check that. You don't take it for granted that it matches.
A good word of caution, especially with all of the nonsense happening with SecClick over the last couple of years. And
That's right.
And late notices and all that kind of stuff to make sure your stuff's in order. All right, Edwina, you're a sweetheart.
Thank you.
I wish you a great day. Thanks for the story. What have we learned so far on traffic court this morning? Tell the cop that you're going to church or some other religious institution. Maybe we really should get rid of Bill 21, and then we could gear our excuses to the specific cop that pulls us over. The window rolls down. You're like, officer, I was going to Temple. Okay, fine, no ticket. Nigel, with his story, didn't get a ticket. He was going to church. Let's continue things on the traffic court for this morning, and I'm going to scooch over to Gary in Montreal. Hi, Gary.
Hi.
Gary, what are you driving, Gary?
I'm driving a Lexus.
Oh, Alexis. All right. We'll see how this shakes out, Gary. What happened to you?
Yeah, it's ironic. I was going to Temple with my wife.
You were...
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, yeah.
Okay.
We were going to a function at Temple. And
not guilty. He said the magic words. He was going.
No, this is an unusual situation.
Yeah.
I have a Lexus. My wife also has a Lexus.
Mm-hmm.
And in Westmount, there's no parking meters. They have zones. And you have an app that's called Canada Parking, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Pay by plate. I love it.
Yeah, so, you can park anywhere in the zone. You put in your zone, So the app, you have nicknames for your cars. And my car we call Big Blue because it's blue and it's big. And my wife's car we call the Baby Lexus. So when I parked, I was driving my wife's car, not my car. But when I paid for the parking on the app, I clicked on Big Blue rather than Baby Lexus.
Too many B's there. You made a mistake in naming your vehicles. There was bound to be a mix-up.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the mix-up was in my brain. I forgot that I was driving her car.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, it came at a $92 ticket, and we knew from other people, if you call the city of Westmount, they're generally pretty good.
Yeah.
But this was Saturday. We called Monday. They said, well, it's too late. We've already sent the ticket off to the city of Montreal for collection. So we printed out all the receipts that we had and demonstrated we paid for the parking and just used the wrong license plates and sent photographs, the whole thing. Anyway, 2 or 3 weeks later, it came back and said, well, if you want to go to court, we'll be happy to see you.
I knew they don't give two you-know-whats when you send stuff in. They want you to show up for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I had another situation similar to that. I parked. I'm very careful looking at the signs, Yeah. This was in Montreal, downtown, and I got a ticket. And I was very careful about, I took a photograph because I was close to that sign, where they have the arrow.
Yes.
That says you have to park. So when I went I sent everything in with photographs and the whole thing, and they said, come to court. I went to court. And the judge says, oh, yeah, there's a lot of photographs, and, I like your explanation. She says, but we didn't give you a ticket for that. She said, if you look 100 meters up the street, it was one of the zones where you can't park.
Gary, I've heard enough, okay? You're putting in the wrong things in the app. You're parking too close to the line. You're a repeated offender. You got 2 Lexuses. It's guilty, Gary. Guilty. You are guilty. Guilty. Have a good holiday, Gary. That's Gary on the line. Let me go to Randy in Ganawage. Hey, Randy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what are you driving, Randy?
Ford Explorer ST.
Ford
2025.
What's the miles per gallon on that sucker?
I don't know.
I guess it's bad. We'll move on. Randy, Randy, what's your story? What happened to you? Randy, are you there?
Got a ticket, an $800 ticket for having 2 driver's licenses.
Whoa, you okay? Well, how do they find out you have 2 driver's licenses? You get pulled over, you give them 2 different versions. What happened?
No, I got pulled over. I handed them my New York driver's license.
Ah,
So the officer came back and said, "I'm giving you an $800 ticket because you have 2 driver's licenses." I said, "I don't have 2 driver's licenses. One's a learner's permit from Quebec." So I went to court.
yeah.
The judge ruled in my favor that the driver's license squashed the learner's permit.
Okay, good to hear.
Yeah, and now I'm in the jurisprudence book there, for reference.
Yeah.
My name's in there saying that I beat that ticket.
Great. So now, did you end up? Are you still on the learner's permit, or now you got a real deal Quebec license?
No, that was years ago. I got a Quebec license.
Okay. Well, Randy, I'm happy to hear. Yeah.
That's when I worked in the States.
Gotcha. Okay, Randy, I'm happy you were able to make your case because $800 is no fun for anybody. Thanks for the
All
call.
charges against you are dismissed.
You know what? I still like Valerie Plante. I'm just gonna say after hearing that one.
You're not going to get a ticket.
Oh, she's back, but for how long? Let me head over to Sonia in Saint Eugene. Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Elias.
Oh, hey, Sonia. Have you called traffic court before? Do you keep getting tickets here?
Well, I have to correct myself because my Mustang convertible, was not impounded the last time.
Okay.
However, I want to bring back an old funny story.
Tell me, Sonia.
1993 Stanley Cup.
Okay.
The last time we won the Stanley Cup here.
Okay, 1990. What kind of car are you driving in
I
1993?
was driving a Subaru.
Another-
I've had
okay.
many. They used to call me Subaru Sonia.
Subaru Sonia. I love it. Okay, and what happened?
Well, I was backing up with the fake Stanley Cup in my car and 3 boys because we'd all gone to the Stanley Cup. We all saw Game 2 and Game 5. However, on my little street in St. Anne de Bellevue, it was a one-way. And I didn't know that you're not allowed to back up on a one-way.
Oh, boy.
And I just pulled in the driveway. And then we walked to Quai Seurat because the Pursuit of Happiness were playing there. So I got my ticket stub signed by the Pursuit of Happiness.
What does that mean? Who signed this? Who signed it?
The band.
Oh, the band.
Pursuit of
Okay, yeah,
Happiness,
gotcha.
yes.
Okay,
However,
gotcha.
I did not know, and the policeman was so nice. His name, I'm sorry to say,
Yeah.
he was shot to death.
Oh my God.
Just about.
Not by you,
in
Sonia. This is
94.
another time. This is a separate story.
Yes.
My goodness.
And
Okay.
the murder is not solved. So,
Jesus.
however, but he's always. I knew him because St. Anne's was a small town, and he said, and he knew I was the local barber.
Yeah.
And he knew I'd been partying a little bit, and he said, Sonia, even though I was backing into my driveway, he said, you're not allowed to back up on a one-way street.
Yeah. And he gave you a ticket?
No.
No. Okay, let you off. Sonia, listen, I'm going to add another S word into this segment. Sometimes you sound suspicious. So be safe out there, Sonia, okay? And stay out of trouble. That's Sonia in St. Eugene. Let me scooch over to Robert in St. Hyacinth. Hi, Robert.
Hi, Elias. Great show. I listen to you all the time.
Robert, it says something here about a UPS story. You drive a UPS truck? What are you driving, Robert?
Yes, that's right. I'm a UPS driver now for 24 years.
24. What do you? Let's be honest here. I don't know if you can go on the record here. What do you think about the brown? You know, you got to wear the brown. It's the brown truck. It's the brown clothing. Are you in favor of the brown?
The great company, Elias.
Okay.
Great place to work. It's the best place you can get a job at.
Oh, you know what? You're not the first person to tell me that. So what happened in your UPS truck, Robert?
Okay, so this happened, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. I'm driving west along Highway 40 near the 13. So this is when they were repaving the highway, and there's construction everywhere, and there's no trucks in the right lane. So obviously I'm driving a truck, and I'm driving in the right lane because I had to cross over to the other side to get to the destination. I remember it still. It was 9300 Trans-Canada, so that's where I had to go. So I'm driving in the right lane going west. I'm near the 13, and I see the red lights, and that's Q, and she pulls me over.
Yeah.
So I stop. She gets out, give me your driver's license, everything. And I said, well, what's the problem? She says, you're driving in the right lane. There's no trucks in the right lane. I said, I realize that, but I have to cross over to the other side to go back. And I don't know where the exit is with all this construction. So I said, I can't go from the left lane at the last second and pull over into right lane to exit in this 20,000-pound truck.
Yeah.
No. I've been following you for over a kilometer. And I know, but still, I don't know where the exit is. So she commences to do a little check on the truck on the highway, causing traffic. Like she check the lights, do this, do that, all kinds. The whole thing. So then she gives me a ticket for I think it was like $350.
Now, did you have to pay that ticket, or does UPS pay the ticket?
These are tickets, moving violations that UPS, the driver pays them. If it's a parking ticket, UPS will pay it. But a moving violation, it's the driver's responsibility, right?
Robert, listen, I love you, buddy, and keep driving UPS. Love to hear that story. I do have to let you go, but I'm going to tell you something. Maybe it's because I'm in a bad mood. I think you got to get the ticket. If she's calling you for a kilometer.
I'll make it quick.
Yeah,
I contested it. 2 years later, I get it in the mail to go to court. Anyways, I went to court, I contested it, and I won.
You won.
I didn't end up paying anything.
Don't mess with Robert on the mean streets of Montreal. Robert, take care. Call back anytime.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.